Good day, my plant foldies. This is Richie at Grow Folds, and today we'll be local nursery plant shopping at Plant Keeper in Dallas, Texas. As always, please make sure you are pressing the thumbs up or like button for this video. It definitely pushes this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. Love the community at Grow Folds. And then also, if you haven't already, please follow my Instagram at Grow Folds. That's the fastest way to get in touch with me directly. But before we get into the nursery tour, I did want to invite everybody to subscribe to the Cultivation Corner YouTube channel. It is a plant podcast that I'm part of with Janae Simone and Stephen of I Live Plants, and we even have merch to go with it.
Y'all see the shirts that we're rocking? I mean, isn't this fly? This is fly. See, this could be in your closet. You know what I'm saying? We are selling these limited edition Cultivation Corner sweatshirts right now.
Season 2?
That's right.
Season 2.
Season 2. Listen, if you want one, you better get up on it because, like I said, they're limited. So
send us a DM in the Cultivation Corner Instagram so we can go ahead and get that custom sizing.
That's right.
You could be like us.
That's right. You don't want FOMO on this one, you guys. You need this is what couture.
Cultivation Couture.
Cultivation Couture.
It is always a fun time with Stephen and Janae. We are going to be debuting Cultivation Corner Season 2. It is a planned podcast show. We hope that you will join us on February 18, 2025 at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard U.S. time on the Cultivation Corner YouTube channel. But as you can see right over here, a little bit of a backstory with Plant Keeper. It was originally called Scape Supply. Most people will mistaken this place as a wholesaler, but it is open to the public, and it is one of those hidden jungles, hidden gems out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. A lot of the plant community doesn't necessarily know about this location, but what I will tell you is I have been shopping here for a good 5 to 6 years, and I absolutely love it. Garen is a really good friend of mine. He is actually the manager that manages this location, and as you can see right here, if you are looking for plants that are either large form or even small form, Plant Keeper has it at really affordable prices. As you can see, it is literally a jungle. It is so beautiful here. If you ever just need a place to really practice mindfulness and be around plants, I would recommend going to Plant Keeper, especially in the morning. Now, when I went filming at this location, it was cloudy and cold, but the lighting is so beautiful in the morning. And as you can see right here, they've got a lot of these plants that are on totems, and of all the Dallas-Fort Worth plant shops, nurseries, you don't really see a lot of places carrying plants that are in totems. And you can see that they have a lot of plants that have been growing here for quite a while. You can even see here, this is a blooming Anthurium. And here's the thing about blooming Anthuriums. Most people kind of write them off as a plant that's not really sought after. But for me, the beautiful leaves on a blooming Anthurium, even though it is a plant you can find at a big box store, I still think it belongs in people's collections. And then take a look at this Epipremnum aureum right there on a totem. And then as I pan around here, you already know plant foldies. And for those that are new to the channel, I call my viewers and subscribers plant foldies. Welcome. My name is Richie. I do daily shopping videos revolving around plants. I already have let a lot of people know I love Aglaonema. So look at this Aglaonema Valentine right over here. It is in a 5-inch planter. And so if you are looking to start an Aglaonema collection, I'm hoping that I can hashtag popularize Aglaonema. Go to Plant Keeper. They've got a lot of 5-inch starters, and they also have massive ones up to 14 inches in these 14-inch pots. But you can see Aglaonema Valentine right here. Plant Keeper has it, and I always tell people, please give Aglaonema, like this Aglaonema Ruby right over here. Look at how gorgeous this one is right here. I'm almost tempted to buy this, but I've already got multiple Aglaonema Rubies. But Aglaonemas are houseplants that are very much not overrated. I wish they were overrated. They're actually underrated, overlooked plants. Most people do not really carry these in their collection, but to me, it's really mind-boggling considering like this Aglaonema Golden Madonna, for instance, low light tolerant, drought tolerant. Look at how beautiful the leaves are, the white stems, and it is such an easy care plant. You can leave it in its soil substrate. What I would do in terms of the plant care tips, again for Aglaonema, aglaonema is wait till the soil is completely dry. You want to water it when the soil is completely dry. They prefer to be in soil that does not hold on to moisture too long. Otherwise, there is a potential for root rot. But that is a plant that I would highly recommend adding to your collection if you haven't already. But as you can see at Plant Keeper, we've got even some more plants coming around here. This is a Styla Choton Bogneri. I can't really pronounce the word or the name of this plant, but it is a beautiful plant. I don't know a lot about it. This one is retailing for $50 in a 6-inch planter. I have not really ever seen this plant, nor do I know anything about it. So plant foldies, if you have heard about this plant, let me know in the comment section what you think about the plant, what the care tips are. I am constantly learning from you guys as well, because I never claim to be an expert when it comes to plants. What I will tell you about this plant is it's got a beautiful silver foliage, and it looks like this is the very first time I've ever seen this plant at all at any plant shop in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I've even been to like PlantCon and Texas Aeroid Show, and I've never really seen that plant on sale. You already know I'm going to go pick up another aglaonema. This is an aglaonema Sparkling Sarah, aka Dazzling Gem. Look at how gorgeous the foliage is on this plant. And again, this is another plant that can tolerate lower light conditions. So if you don't have the best lighting in your space at home, you can still grow a beautiful aglaonema like that. And so we're gonna walk around here because I did want to mention that Plant Keeper is now going to be carrying some more rare and uncommon plants, specifically those sought after Anthuriums. So we're gonna take a look at that. But look at that Chiflera. You can see that there are just so many different plants here. I love the fact that they are just living their best life. Garen does an amazing job taking care of the plants. And whenever you make it to Plant Keeper, please tell him Richie of Growfold sent you there. Tell him I said hello. He is just a wealth of knowledge when it comes to plants. And the thing about Plant Keeper is they really vet out their buyers. They're not necessarily there just to sell every single plant. They really want to make sure that your environment or your home conditions are conducive to the plant you're picking. They will give you some good recommendations, and they will not set you up for failure in terms of plants. So again, I would recommend shopping here. There's not a lot of people that really know about this nursery, but this is a beautiful one. I mean, how many places in the DFW market will you be able to just walk around freely and see these massive plants? And take a look at this. So now they have some of these more rare and uncommon plants. Typically, Plant Keeper has really been more so for like commercial businesses. So they have a lot of these plants that they can either rent out to businesses, and they have services to do that. But as you can see right here, they heard some feedback about just more rare and uncommon plants. So look at these Anthuriums, and we talk about Anthuriums. Anthuriums, these velvety texture Anthuriums are definitely trending. Everybody wants like a dock block Anthurium, all of these velvety textured Anthuriums, and they have them in these larger form sizes. Now, that's the thing about Plant Keeper. You can go to Plant Keeper and get a pretty established plant because they tend to carry larger sizes of plants versus the 3 to 4 inch planters that you will see at most of the plant shops in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. You can see they've got a hanging basket of Philodendron Hederaceum Cream Splash. I would love to get a hold of this. I love Philodendron Hederaceums, but that extra white variegation makes it that tricolor look. Really love the look of that. And again, it is an easy to care for plant. It's just one that's not very commonly found, especially at a big box store. And when you think about houseplants and the places that you're gonna go shopping, I always say, and even in the title of this video, this is a big box store plant shopping alternative, and you need to shop at local nurseries, small businesses, support local, because look at this. Beautiful variegated Alocasia gigantea. I love that variegation, and this is in a 6-inch planter for only $50. If I find a nice Alocasia today, I will make an exception and even buy it, because like I said, again, if you're going to ask me places that I highly recommend to go shopping at, it would be Plant Keeper. They have been in the business for quite a while. And I mean, look at this. They've got this Alocasia Antura Velvet. Yep, this is definitely going to go home with me, or one of them is. This one has some blooms on it already. Look at how dark the foliage is. And when you touch the leaves, it's got a velvety texture. So Word of caution, whenever you are dealing with plants that have more of a velvety texture, it is going to be a little bit more spider mite prone. It is an Alocasia, therefore it's going to be more of a challenging plant to grow indoors. What I need to do is I have a little bit of like lechuza pond left. One of the plants that was in lechuza pond made it to plant heaven. So I'm going to recycle it and use it and just mix a little bit of leca to put this in a semi-hydroponic substrate. I think I'm going to go ahead and take this one. My friend Garen was with me, and thank you to Garen for always allowing me to just go into your plant shop, have great conversation about plants, and to just readily film whenever I need to really promote this business. Again, this is a plant shop, a plant nursery that a lot of people don't really know of. But if you really want to go into a beautiful urban jungle paradise, please go to Plant Keeper. It is in downtown Dallas. And it is a place that you can find so many beautiful plants. And now that they are carrying more rare and uncommon plants, this one is an Alocasia Jacqueline. And look at how massive the Alocasia is. You can buy these. Now, what I've been told by Garen is that they will continue to acquire more rare and uncommon plants, more variegated plants. So I would definitely check this place out. What I would ask any plant foldie or anybody that stumbles upon this video, first of all, thank you for taking the time to watch my video. I would let Garen know that you did find this video out. I have been encouraging Plant Keeper to make some more plant content and to really get that social media presence out there, because they are another one of these plant nurseries that needs to be seen. We need people to be shopping here. We need everybody to consume and buy all of these plants up. However, if you do go to Plant Keeper, just know that in order to buy some of these plants, you really want to be educated about some of these plants. So as long as you're willing to learn the plant care tips, you should be able to get all of these plants that you want. I really do appreciate businesses like this that are not out here just to flip plants and buy plants. They really want to make sure that whatever environment you have, whatever time you have to put into your plant collection, that it is going to be suitable for the plant that you're picking up today. I mean, take a look at this. Another rare philodendron strawberry shake. I wouldn't even say anything is really rare, but I would tell you that these plants are a little bit pricey still, in a sense that they're not as commonly found. I mean, I found a strawberry shake that was smaller for $50 at HEB, but you can see a lot of these plants that they have are in soil substrates and have been growing in that substrate for a while. You can see Anthurium dorayaki silver, and look at how massive this is. For my Anthurium lovers, and I know you guys exist out there, I know there's some plant foldies that are at that advanced level to grow Anthuriums. When I think of Anthuriums, I think of my friend, the plant poppy Fidel. He is an expert when it comes to just growing Anthuriums, especially in semi-hydroponic substrates. Definitely check out his content on Instagram. But whenever I saw these Anthuriums, I thought about Fidel, the plant poppy, because we did film an episode at the Plant Keeper. We did a cultivation corner episode here, which you will see a 2-part episode featuring Garen, the manager of the Plant Keeper. Definitely tune into season 2 cultivation corner. I hope everybody has gone over to that YouTube channel, Cultivation Corner, subscribe with all, and I say all, the notification bell on. Most of the time, whenever you hit subscribe on a YouTube channel, it will default to personalized notifications. You want to make sure, and even for my channel, that you have pressed all notifications so you will be notified. Look at this Anthurium too, this Villanorium. I think that's how you pronounce it. Beautiful plant, and this one also has some blooms as well. And I would say in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, there are a lot of people who are really into Anthuriums, really into hybridizing and growing these plants. I would love to be able to do that at some point. So I would love somebody to teach me how to crossbreed some of these Anthuriums. I've been able to successfully grow a couple of Anthuriums. Now, I will say most of my Anthuriums have come from Green Spaces ID. It's an Indonesian nursery that ships out to the United States. They go through a broker, so it's really easy to shop at Green Spaces ID. If you ever shop at Green Spaces ID, please use my promo code GROWFOLDS20 for 20% off your entire purchase off of that website. But to go back to Plant Keeper, look at this Anthurium crystallinum dark. Look at how even on the edge of the leaf, there is this faint red border around it. I can see why there is a trending craze for anthuriums like this, just because they are very beautiful plants. They're plants that you can hybridize, and I think there is an allure when you're able to cross-pollinate plants and get new hybridized versions of them. It makes it a little bit more personal. And it just makes the excitement of actually acquiring these plants even more so exciting, I would say. And then as far as these anthuriums, again, anthuriums, in terms of care, they want to be more of in a chunky soil mix. They definitely need higher humidity levels. They need bright, indirect light. And you really need to just pay attention to plant pests because they are susceptible to like spider mites. They do need higher levels of humidity. So for the ambient humidity we have in most of our homes, that's not necessarily going to work out. That's the reason why even this Anthurium red crystallima, oh my goodness, can you believe that that is such a large size? And you can find it at a local Dallas nursery in downtown Dallas. So definitely go to Plant Keeper and you can see, look at the veining of this Anthurium red crystallinum. Like I said, again, in terms of these plants, I'm just really happy to see that Plant Keeper has anthuriums, but Plant Keeper has anthuriums that are a lot larger than what you would see at most of these Dallas-Fort Worth nurseries and shops. So kudos to Garen, kudos to Kevin for actually getting a lot of these plants. And I really hope that this video will really push this out to more Dallas-Fort Worth plant lovers. Or if you're ever gonna visit the Dallas area, definitely put Plant Keeper as part of a visit to check out these plants, because this really is a hidden gem. Most of the people that shop at Plant Keeper really learn about Plant Keeper through word of mouth. For me, I actually happened to just be driving through and I saw it and I just decided to park and go inside. And then when I opened the door, I just couldn't believe how massive the nursery was and how it really did look like an urban jungle paradise. But I'm just happy and I'm very, very excited that they are now carrying a little bit more of these rare and uncommon plants. Don't get me wrong, I will always default to the easy care plants that you can find at big box stores, but it's always nice to mix your plants up. Like you can even see right over here, look at this hanging basket, and I'm just going to show you that. I mean, I just love the fact that they have plants that you can pick from, whether it is the easy care low light tolerant plants or now some of these more rare and uncommon plants. What separates Plant Keeper from a lot of these shops as well is they really have some great places that they source out of, and they carry plants that are a little bit larger. Now, some people prefer smaller plants because of the space, but like look at this Anthurium Thai Beauty. Love the variegation of this, more of like a bird's nest type Anthurium. Look at how gorgeous that is. And for me, I have spent quite a bit of money here, but it's definitely well worth the money I spend, because all of the plants that I've acquired from Plant Keeper are super healthy and pest free. And that's the thing. In terms of their pest control, they use natural ways to prevent pests. They even have like live geckos and natural predators. And so it really is an ecosystem whenever you walk into Plant Keeper. Now, this one right here is a variegated, I cannot pronounce the name, but this one is for $300. It is a little bit pricey, but I've never seen a variegated form of this plant. And whenever I started filming the Cultivation Corner Plant podcast with Janae Simone and Stephen of I Live Plants, please make sure you subscribe to their YouTube channels. They are really good friends of mine. We started talking about trending plants, popular plants. So any speckle of variegation always increases the plant's value. And it's just really interesting because we do have this non-variegated version that you can find at a big box store like Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart, sometimes even Target through Costa Farms Trending Tropicals. But you can see the variegated form, beautiful one. I am just really curious to see what other plants that they're going to source out. I love the fact that they do have those velvety textured anthuriums. So for all my anthurium lovers, especially in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, I will ask, please share this video. I let Garen know that I really wanted to promote their business and to really get the word out there that they are now carrying some more rare and uncommon plants. What I like about it is that they always are consistently getting different types of plants, and their growers, or the places that they source from, are established growers. Like, look at this Homolamena pink diamond. This is a wish list plant of mine. This is a plant I have been eyeing for about 2 years. I really want to get it to this plant, but right now it's still quite pricey. I do like that there is some variegation on it. The thing about Homolamena, and it is kind of a tongue twister, but I can say it, Homolamena, it is a plant that does require a little bit more consistent watering. So for me, if I am going to ever get it a Homolamena pink diamond, I love the pink plants, I would have to put it in semi-hydro. I have been putting a lot of my plants in semi-hydro. And here's the thing about semi-hydro, not everything will survive the transition from soil to leca or soil to lechuza pond. So there is a risk of converting your plants. There are ways to really increase the success rate of it. I would default to the Plant Poppies method. So if you check his Instagram, he can kind of guide you through it. But in terms of the Homolamena pink diamond, in a 6-inch planter, that is a massive plant for it. And look at how beautiful that pink is. Really excited to finally see this in person at a local Dallas nursery, and they just source out so many plants. And every time I go here, I am super confident that I have a plant that just wasn't grown from a cutting. It's literally been growing in the nursery for quite a while. Oftentimes, if you were to replant some of their planters, they're pretty root bound, which is not a bad thing, because then you know that these plants have actually been growing for quite a while. I would even say they would actually recommend not repotting a lot of these plants. So say if I got this Homolamena pink diamond, I would probably put it in a catch pot, a pink catch pot, but I wouldn't take it out of its nursery pot. That's one of the biggest mistakes people do, is whenever you go plant shopping, the quick notion is you're going to pick all of these plants up and then you're going to find a cute pot and then repot the plant. I wouldn't recommend that. A lot of nurseries and shops wouldn't recommend that. What they would recommend is actually growing the plant in your environment for a little bit, and then doing the switch out after it's been established. And if you're ever gonna repot a plant, say this is in a 6-inch planter, well, look at how gorgeous that pink is. Oh my gosh, I really wish I can get Homolamena pink diamond. I would say if it's a 6-inch planter, for instance, you would want to just up pot it to a 7-inch planter. You don't really want to repot a plant in a really large planter, because that substrate, whether it's soil or something else, will hold a lot more moisture than what the roots can hold on to. So just a couple of care tips. And guess what? I learned that by talking to Garen. And again, Garen is a really good friend of mine. What I appreciate about Garen is he's very straightforward. He doesn't really beat around the bush. The passion he has, though, about plants, because he is so knowledgeable about it, I just really appreciate it. And it's just interesting, just some of the things that I've learned from him over the years. I remember visiting, years back and just starting to talk to him about certain plants. And over the years, I've really learned a lot about plants through him. So it's really cool that we have some rare and uncommon plants, specifically those Anthuriums. So for my Anthurium lovers, I know you're out there. Share this video on Facebook, on the DFW Plant Peeps group, any of these Dallas Fort Worth Facebook groups, because we need everybody to know that the Plant Keeper, which is one of the primary nurseries that most people do not know about in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, needs to be, seen and heard. You can even see right here, Philodendron Heteracea Cream Splash. Look at how gorgeous that variegation is. I definitely need to save my money for it, but what I do know is you don't really see hanging baskets of Philodendron Heteracea Cream Splash in an 8-inch hanging basket, and that would be one I would buy because of the foliage foliage. And then, I mean, take a look at this, these really cool Alocasias, and another philodendron heteroraceum cream splash, and obviously the Homolamina pink diamond. So plant foldies, let me know in the comment section what you think about these rare plants. Would you buy them? What your care tips are? Are you an Anthurium lover? And if you made it this far into the video and you haven't pressed the thumbs up or like button, please press the thumbs up or like button for this video. It definitely helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. I just know that if we get 100 plus likes within a 24-hour span, it seems like YouTube pushes this content out to more plant lovers. So I would really ask for your support if you can do that. And you can see over here, look at how gorgeous this Anthurium is. Can you tell how excited I am to just present this beautiful nursery in Dallas, the Plant Keeper? Definitely check it out, and you should go ahead and buy that Anthurium. So that Anthurium, that large leaf form, is only $300, which to me is a steal considering it is a massive Anthurium. And then you can see just all of the beautiful plants here. So I'm just gonna keep walking around and showing you what they have available. As you can see, plant foldies, we've just got so many gorgeous plants, large totems of many different plants. And that's the thing about a lot of the plants you'll see here. You will not see these at any local nurseries or plant shops in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Look at this massive Monstera Thai constellation. Gorgeous plant, and I've been looking at this philodendron Imperial Red for quite a while. Look at how gorgeous and how large that these philodendron can get. Most of these philodendron, whenever you see them at like a big box store or a local nursery, they are usually sold as a 4-inch planter, but you can see this is at least 14-inch planters, and that's how large they can get so far. And then we've got a Chiflera amate over here, one of my favorite plants actually. Even though it's a green plant, it becomes a beautiful tree-like form if you grow it long term. But that's the thing about a lot of the plants that you will see at Plant Keeper is you will see a lot of plants being grown for long-term use. You can see Aglaonema Spring Snow. I would love to get a hold of this. Look at how large this is. You don't really find sizes of these Aglaonemas anywhere else. So if you have the space for it, I would definitely pick up a plant at Plant Keeper, especially this Aglaonema Spring Snow. The thing about Aglaonema is they're extremely slow growers. So to get them these sizes, it would take quite a while. And look at how cute the little kitty cat is right there. But you can see that Aglaonema Spring Snow, gorgeous white foliage on the leaves. And again, it's one of those plants that can tolerate lower light conditions. You can see this is just a philodendron heteroraceum Brazil growing on a totem, and it's got larger leaves as it continues to climb up that pole. Look at that variegation as well. Look at this one, beautiful plant, and I just love it so much over here at Plant Keeper. It is one of my favorite plant nurseries out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area because my friend Garen just has an amazing place. I mean, look at this. All of these hanging baskets of plants that are just trailing down. So I'm going to go walk up this stair here, and you can see my favorite pothos plant, the neon pothos. We've got some golden pothos hanging baskets right over here as well. And these are super full, trailing, and lush. So if you want a fairly established hanging basket, you can go to Plant Keeper and go ahead and buy yourself one. That's the thing about Plant Keeper, plant foldies, is you will find plants that have been growing for quite a while, that are fully established, that are really healthy, and for really good pricing. So for those that are in the local Fort Worth area, please visit Plant Keeper. And if you ever make a trip out to the Dallas-Fort Worth area, definitely plan to go to this nursery. I mean, take a look at this philodendron micans, and it is just exploding everywhere. Look at these hanging baskets. And I know that a lot of my plant foldies might be more interested in the big box store plant shopping videos. I do hope that you guys will still tune into my non-big box store videos like this, just because you will really see more plants that you don't always see at big box stores. You'll see more established plants, more healthy looking plants. And look at this philodendron micans, we all need it. That is a beautiful velvety textured plant. Now I would say you can grow them up as a trailing plant like this, because clearly you can see that you can get really large vines, but you can also look at plants that you can grow on a totem pole or moss pole, and you'll see a lot of those examples as I walk around this nursery. You can see we've got Sansevieria, or what you call snake plants, easy care plants, ones that I've actually started to collect a little bit more of, just because I found that they are fairly easy to take care of. And then I'm just going to walk around here and continue to show you all of the other plants they have. Here is another Chiflera, or what you call an umbrella plant. We've got Ficus lyrata, or what you call fiddle fig leaf trees. Large ones, the largest ones you will probably find in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And I'm going to spin around here, a mature Epipremnum aureum neon pothos on a totem. And so this is what they would look like in the jungle if they were to grow in their natural habitat. It's the same thing with these philodendron micans. Look at how large the leaves are. They almost look like philodendron El Choco red. Look at that velvety texture. Love it as well. And I wish I could get plants that are established like that. But the thing about it is, whenever you are growing plants on a totem pole or moss pole, you need higher humidity levels, so that way the aerial roots will actually attach to the plank or whatever whatever structure it wants to climb up on. And then as I pan around here, I'm just going to keep walking around and showing you the gorgeous views of this nursery. Facebook, post a picture of Aglaonema and then use the hashtag popularize Aglaonema. I want to see how many people will come out and actually be part of my campaign to get more awareness of Aglaonemas, because I do feel like if we do talk about it, if we hype it up, more people will be willing to purchase these plants. I mean, look at how gorgeous these plants are. I mean, how do you ignore an Aglaonema spring snow? And then down here we have large 10-inch planters of Aglaonema Romeo. They have a Juliet. Juliet is a little bit more narrow in its leaves, but what a gorgeous green on green plant. And again, these plants oftentimes are overlooked for other plants like philodendrons, but as you can see here, there is just a whole table of Aglaonema, as well as that Raven ZZ. Love Raven ZZ. Any dark foliage plants, they just have this natural elegance about them. But as I pan away over here, I mean, look at that view. It literally looks like you have just walked into a jungle. And I hope that you guys will actually take a trip down here. I haven't made a Plant Keeper video in a while, and so it's really nice to see that they had a massive restock. I mean, this one right here is an Aglaonema green bowl. I have one of these as well, and it's doing extremely well. And I'm gonna go ahead and spin around here and show you some more of the Aglaonema they have. I did ask Garen, hopefully that they can source out some more different varieties of Aglaonema. But for now, for those that are watching, I need you to go to Plant Keeper and buy up all the Aglaonema. I mean, look at this Aglaonema Maria in a large planter like this. That is amazing. And again, we just need to continue to talk about Aglaonema. I know that I'm probably being overzealous about the discussion of Aglaonema, and maybe some of you guys might get tired of me talking about Aglaonema, but you know what? That is what I really want to be passionate about, is really getting everybody to be interested in these plants, like this Aglaonema golden papaya. Beautiful plant as well. I was actually tempted to go purchase this one, even though it is just one plant in this planter. It looks to be fairly established, and eventually this plant will push out little babies. That's the thing about Aglaonemas. They shoot out little pups that you can separate from the mother plant once it's fully established. But I love the pink stems. I just love everything there is to be said about an Aglaonema. And so I'm just going to keep picking up some more of these plants. They've got a massive selection of Aglaonema Dazzling Gem, which is also known as Aglaonema Sparkling Sarah, whichever one you want to call it. But either way, I think that these 5-inch planters are great starter planters. They are priced well. I think they're within the $20-something range. So if you're looking to buy an Aglaonema, go to Plant Keeper, get yourself an Aglaonema Dazzling Gem, and take a look at this Aglaonema Red Valentine. Beautiful plant as well. The thing about these pink or more colorful Aglaonema, you want to try to give them a lot more bright indirect light. That's when they are going to have the best coloration. And so that's what I would recommend. Again, whenever you are growing them in a soil substrate, please, please, please wait till the soil is completely dry and then water the plant. You do not want to overwater these Aglaonema. That is the fastest way for them to get leggy and to start losing their leaves and eventually get them to root rot. So just, with word of caution, I would just say, water when the soil is completely dry. Oftentimes, that's what happens at big box stores, is that Aglaonemas end up getting overwatered. They really like to be more so on the drier side. In terms of plant pests, they can be susceptible to mealybugs and spider mites. So just make sure you are spraying these plants down with like neem oil spray. I spray my plants quite often. Weekly, maybe twice a week, with an organic neem oil spray solution that I make myself. The solution I do is actually taking a conventional spray bottle, and then filling up with 2 tablespoons of cold pressed neem oil that I bought from Amazon, 2 tablespoons of rubbing alcohol, 60 to 70% strength, 2 tablespoons of hydrogen peroxide, fill up the spray bottle with water and those ingredients, drop a dash of Dawn dish soap, shake, 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 and you have a DIY spray that can get rid of thrifts, spider mites, mealy bugs, and makes your leaves be shiny. So just a little DIY recipe if you want to use that. You can spray it on these Aglaonema, for instance. And that's the thing, even if I buy plants, say from Plant Keeper, I always have a routine of taking new plants I buy and making sure that I spray them down with a preventative neem oil spray. But as you can see right there, full table of Aglaonema. So we're going to keep walking around and seeing what other plants they have available at Plant Keeper. And over here we have 8-inch blooming Anthuriums. I love that these have been growing here for quite a while and are fully established. And you can see right here we have a Philodendron Hederaceum totem, and you can see that it's already grown the top of the totem, so it's starting to trail back down. Look at how lush and full these plants are. I am also tempted to buy one of these as well because it is an easy to care for plant, and that's the thing about Philodendron Hederaceum. It's another plant that you will find at a big box store, but you will definitely not find them as established as these. And that's the beauty of going to Plant Keeper, is just the amount of gorgeous plants and established plants that they have, the selection that they have. And you can even see here they've got a Syngonium, and I believe this was a Syngonium that I gave to Garen, or at least I gave him one, and he ends up propagating and putting them on trellises and things of that nature. But this one is available. This is actually super cute. Really like the look of this Syngonium as well. Now with syngoniums, they are very thirsty plants, so you have to water them quite often as well. I would still say wait till the soil is completely dry, but their soil tends to dry out completely because it is a very thirsty plant. And as I spin around here, we've got some Epiprimnum pinnatum albos. So these are starting to make it out into the big box stores. It is a Costa Farms trending tropical plant, but you can see that they also offer Epiprimnum pinnatum albos. If you grow that on a totem pole, it will grow larger leaves and it'll even fenestrate. But as you can see here, you can see over in the background there is that pink, that is an Aglaonema. But I will just walk around and show you all of the other plants that they have available at Plant Keeper. So we're actually at the back part of the nursery. So they have a back part nursery where they have a lot of their other plants to their stage. But notice how this is a syngonium, and Garen was actually showing me this. I gave him a syngonium about 4 or 5 years ago, and it ended up just escaping its pot. And as you can see right here, the syngonium has pretty much crawled across the soil, and it is all over the ground now. So it's basically ground cover. This kind of gives you an idea of what syngoniums look like in the wild. And in terms of syngoniums, they are a very invasive species, as you can see, especially when you let them run rampant. But this is going to just give him unlimited opportunities to be able to propagate syngonium to sell. And that's a cool thing. It is a mother plant that basically has created its own little space in the back part of the nursery. And I did also want to show you a variegated Hoya compacta. So the last time I was here, it was actually in bloom. So this variegated Hindu rope, look at that, and look at how sun stressed it is. And the term sun stressing means that the plant has just received a little bit more sun than it needs, but it does give you some unique colors. You can see that it's got a ghostly white about it. Look at the pink and red margins on it. And when it was in bloom, it smelled so good. It had this like vanilla smell about it. And you can clearly see that this Hoya compacta variegata has been growing here for a long time. It is trailing, and a lot of people will offer money for this particular Hoya, but this is one Hoya that Plant Keeper is definitely going to just keep as a statement piece plant. And you can see that there is a forest of Ficus lyrata. A lot of the plants in the back corner, which is really not available for customers to go view. So I'm really thankful that I have access to this. You can see that it's really more so of like another jungle. It's more of a jungle than the front part of the nursery. You can see a lot of these plants are the larger form plants, and that's the thing about Plant Keeper. A lot of their plants are larger forms, so some people may not be able to buy it because of the space, but just remember they do have plants that are offered in 3 to 5 inch planters, so you can still get some of these plants that you can grow in your home. And you can just see right over here, lots and lots of plants. I mean, you literally look like you're walking into a jungle. And I'm just going to continue to just walk around here and show you what plants they have in the back part of the nursery. When we talk about Epipremnum or pothos plants, look at this. So this is a compact enjoy pothos. So basically, even though they've let this plant grow, it looks like the foliage just stays really small. And I was telling Garen that he should try to propagate it and see if it'll actually maintain that genetic, whether it will just stay a very compact dwarf look. That's really cool that they have a hidden, section where this is just a little enjoy pothos that stays very compact and very small. These are what you call hidden gems for sure. And I would hope that Garen would consider actually propagating this and seeing if he can create his own little cultivar. I mean, that's what happens with pothos plants is they end up having some sort of genetic mutation, and then people just try to stabilize it. But these are very compact. You can see these leaves are very close to each other, and I think that that's super cool, and maybe they might end up propagating that and seeing if it will actually stabilize. You can see we got a ficus elastica burgundy here, and then look at that Tamatophyllum right here. Look at how massive this is. Obviously, this is in the ground and it's not for sale, but when you talk about like a botanical garden, Dallas, Texas, downtown Dallas has one in Plant Keeper. And have you ever seen a Hoya Chelsea super sun stressed? Look at how cool this is. Like, it's so sun stressed to the point where it looks like it's not healthy, but it still is. So don't, have no fear, but this has been super sun stressed. This is just years and years of getting a lot of bright indirect light. And Garen, the manager of Plant Keeper, likes to sun stress his plants. I think it's a cool look about it. And then you can see we've got a Dracaena limelight right over here. And that is another gorgeous, easy to care for plant. But as you spin around here, I mean, what do you think, plant foldies? This is massive. And so all of the times I take you to a big box store, I wanted to show you Plant Keeper, because when you think about all those little small plants that you buy at big box stores, when they are allowed to grow to these sizes, they just become statement plants. These are plants that would look like in the wild. And then you can also see, as I pan back inside the actual nursery, you can see massive Aglaonema silver bay and Aglaonema cutlass. Cutlass is another Aglaonema that has really narrow leaves, and look at that. That is just a massive Aglaonema. Love it. I wish I had the space for it. And then you can see the kitty cat is still following me. And then we have some more Aglaonema. We've got some more Dracaenas, and we've got a table of other plants here. This is some more Aglaonema green bowl. We've got a Sansevieria. We've got an Aglaonema BJ Friedman, which is more of that larger leaf, green on green Aglaonema. And then we've got a full table of Phalaenopsis orchids and beautiful Aglaonema red valentines in 5-inch planters. And I'm almost tempted to buy that. Like, I don't mind having multiples of an Aglaonema. That's the thing. When you love a plant, when you are passionate about a plant, and you just really enjoy having that, I think we make exceptions on having multiples. I mean, how do you not like an Aglaonema red valentine? Look at that color. It just really sticks out. And again, for such a colorful plant, it is very low maintenance, because you just have to wait till the soil is dry, and then you water it, and then you can check that out. See this Aglaonema Golden Madonna, a beautiful one. This one is in a 6-inch planter, but look at how lush and full this Aglaonema is, and look at how, just the foliage of it. The white stems are just stunning. And hopefully, for those that are watching this video and you are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, definitely check out Plant keeper. There's just so many plants to pick from. They're all over. They've got several tables. I mean, you even have a classic Aglaonema Silver Bay here in a 6-inch planter. And if you're going to ask me for an easy care plant that's inexpensive, that's not going to give you a lot of drama or fuss, definitely add yourself an Aglaonema Silver Bay. Buy it from Plant Keeper. Plant Foldies, you know that I'm already trying to get Aglaonemas to be more popular. It is one of those plants that I feel like the more we talk about, the more we show, the more we share, the more we are aware, maybe this plant will become a little bit more trending. And then you can also see Garen really loves Phalaenopsis orchids. And here's the thing, if you bring a Phalaenopsis orchid that is out of bloom and you bring it to their shop, they will actually try to rebloom it back for you, and you will also get a $5 credit toward a Phalaenopsis orchid. So I think that is a really good program, because oftentimes people will just dispose Phalaenopsis orchids when they are not in bloom anymore. You know, Phalaenopsis orchid, it does take a while for them to rebloom again, but have no fear, they will bloom. It is just all about having that patience to try to get them to bloom again. So as far as Phalaenopsis orchids, definitely want to bring them to Plant Keeper. If you have some that are out of bloom, they will take it to their place and try to get them to rebloom again, and you will get a $5 store credit toward another Phalaenopsis orchid. And you already know I'm going to go ahead and pick up these gorgeous Aglaonema Red Valentine, and I'm going to put this out there as well. Plant Foldies, if you do want to drop a monetary tip for any content creators on YouTube, there is an option called a super sticker, or what you call a super thanks, that you can press the $sign on the right hand corner of your screen. You can enter an amount of a monetary tip that does help with some of the costs in terms of just my gas and some of my supplies, and also feeds a little bit of my plant addiction. So feel free if you want to drop that as a super sticker. Obviously, do not feel obligated to go put a super sticker. It's just an option I wanted to put out there for those that are not aware. It would definitely help me get another Aglaonema though, hint, hint. But anyways, as you can see right over here, Plant Foldies, we've got lots of large Aglaonema. So if you are in the market to try to find an Aglaonema, this one I believe is an Aglaonema Golden Bay, or is it Moonlight, Golden Moonlight, something of that nature. But you can see, look at that variegation. It's so stunning, and that's just another easy to care for plant. So Plant Foldies, I'm just going to keep walking around and showing you the plants. Please feel free to leave in the comment section what you think of Plant Keeper, and hopefully you've made it this far into the video. If you have, thank you so much for tuning in and continue to watch my videos. I definitely want to have more awareness of Plant Keeper. It's been a while since I made a plant shopping video, and you can see that they've gotten a restock of plants. All of the plants are super healthy, super lush, and it's just a urban jungle paradise, one that's hidden, one that's not often talked about. And hopefully if you are in the DFW market, you will visit this gorgeous nursery, because I mean, it's massive, and you can see that there's just so many plants to pick from. I mean, look at this mature Epipremnum pinnatum skeleton keys. You can see that it looks almost like an Alocasia stingray, but this is what happens when you get an Epipremnum pinnatum to grow on a totem. It actually gets more mature looking leaves, and it just changes its shape. And I'm just going to keep walking here, and you can see another Aglaonema, very red. Look at how very red this Aglaonema is, and I just love the stunning colors of an Aglaonema. I mean, why would you not want to add that to your collection? It's definitely one that I feel like, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out the reason why not many people are collecting Aglaonemas. Feel free to leave that in the comments. But I am thankful that a lot of our Plant Foldies have been plant influenced to try their hand at an Aglaonema. And thank you for sharing in the comments section if you've gotten an Aglaonema in the last couple of weeks. Hopefully it works out well for you, and hopefully we can continue to grow that enthusiasm for that particular plant. But as I spin around here, you can see that they've also got some small varieties of some Hoya. This one is a Hoya Kintiana, or a variegated Hoya Wyetii. Beautiful plant, and Hoyas are easy to care for. And then we've got a really interesting, and this one is a pretty established Syngonium Godzilla. I mean, that is a pretty cool looking Syngonium. Love that as well. Very interesting leaf shape and texture. And you can see that it is really starting to want to climb up. You know, Syngoniums naturally actually want to climb up a totem pole or a moss pole. That's really how they grow, or they can grow as a ground cover in the wild. But if you're looking for Hoyas, they've got Hoyas. Plant Keeper also has a bunch of these underrated blooming Anthuriums. They've got assorted varieties of colors. These are in 8-inch planters, and they're a really good price as well. You'll just have to inquire when you visit in person. And obviously we've got bonsai over here. That one is a Chiflera bonsai, and we've got even more Syngoniums. That one right here is a Syngonium Mickey Mouse. Look at the leaf shape. It's a little bit different than the typical Syngonium. It does have that arrowhead shape, and we have even more assorted Hoyas right over here. This one is an easy to care for plant as well. One that I feel like people should add into their collection. This is a Peperomia Guinea, and if you give it a lot of light, it will give you more red borders, red margins on the leaves. And this is another one that I would recommend if you are looking for an easy to care for plant that has really cool coloration. And then look at this Syngonium Godzilla. It reminds me of a Syngonium Shangri-La, and you can see how as it gets larger, it starts to kind of open up its leaves, but there's always a cupping shape to it. And then even more Hoyas right over here. So I always enjoy going to Plant Keeper. You definitely want to talk to Garen. He is the Plant Keeper manager, and he's just an awesome guy. I just love having conversations with him about plants, and that's the thing about Plant Keeper. I just really love the fact that they have very high integrity when it goes to selling plants. They get their plants sourced out to very reputable sources, and their plant pricing is fair, as well as the fact that they really will equip you with some good care tips for specific plants. They're going to steer you into the right direction. They're not going to sell you a plant that you were most likely going to send to plant heaven. So be prepared for them to ask you a couple of questions when you do go to their nursery, because they just want to make sure that you are providing the right environments for a specific plant. Because what I have learned over the years, especially speaking to Garen, is you have to think about these plants. A lot of these plants that we're looking at are very established. It takes months. It takes years for these plants to get to this size. I mean, you can see right here, this is a Aglaonema Maria that has been sitting in this 6-inch planter for quite a while. But look at how lush and full that Aglaonema is. I actually want to buy that Aglaonema. I may come back for it. But as far as the plants, oftentimes we look at large foliage plants or plants that are already established, and we think, okay, we're going to buy it. But then if it goes to plant heaven, you just got to think about the amount of time it took to get that plant to establish. And oftentimes Plant Keeper will be a little bit weary about selling, say, a really large Ficus lyrata or something that is super large because of the amount of time it took. I mean, look at this fan type plant right here. Beautiful plant. It's one that I don't often see. I don't have the plant ID for this. So for those that have the plant ID, please leave that in the comment section, because that is another beautiful plant. Really love the look of that. And then you can see another Aglaonema here. This one, I'm not 100% sure what that plant ID is, but what I am sure about is if anybody ends up getting it, just know that it's going to be an easy to care for plant, and it just has stunning foliage. You can see there's a plethora of different types of Dracaenas, and look at this. This is another philodendron Imperial Red, and that basic plant that you would see at a big box store, when it actually matures, when you take the time to grow it long term, it is a statement piece. And then we're going to keep looking at this. This one is a super very red Aglaonema in a 6-inch planter. So if you are looking for very colorful Aglaonema in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, it is advisable to go to the Plant Keeper. Garen has some beautiful plants, and look at that Philodendron Brantianum in a totem. You can see that philodendron has silver foliage, but that foliage ends up getting larger. And as I pan away, I mean, this is just a beautiful, beautiful urban jungle, and I am happy and proud to say that Garen is a really good friend of mine. I am so thankful that he took the time to do the podcast Cultivation Corner. He has so much knowledge, and I hope you guys will tune in to the 2-part episode that we have. Cultivation Corner is a plant podcast that has hosts Janae Simone, Steven, and myself, and we talk about all things plant related, other topics as as well. And we hope with your support, it will continue to grow. The cultivators is what we call our viewers on that channel. But plant foldies, you can see right here, we've got some variegated Hoya carrii. And at the time I've filmed this plant nursery tour, I happened to go around the time of Valentine's. So you can see during the Valentine's area, you can see that they've got totems. This is the Hoya carrii reverse inverted variegation. Hoya carrii kind of lends itself to Valentine's Day just because of the heart-shaped leaves. And then you can see that they are one of the few nurseries in the Dallas-Fort Worth area that offers totems. You can see right there, this is a Monstera Sadliana on a totem, so that is so awesome as well. Hopefully it'll go to a good home. And then you can see right here, beautiful Aglaonema. This is another Aglaonema red Valentine. Should I buy this Aglaonema plant folies? Let me know in the comments. I am looking to gift my grandmother an Aglaonema, and I want to say thank you to those that did leave a super sticker, a monetary tip on the last live premiere chat. Really appreciate it. I am going to get my grandmother a special birthday gift. Her birthday is actually on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday. She will be 90 years old, and I'm so thankful that the plant foldy community loves my grandmother, my Lola, which means grandmother in Tagalog, Filipino, Belen. So my grandmother Belen is super healthy, happy that she has made it to 90 years old, and I'm going to get her a plant for her birthday because she was the one that actually taught me about plants as a kid, and she is really the source of inspiration for a lot of things outside of just the plant love, also just life in general. She is just knowledge, and that's the thing about, you know, Filipino culture is we really do respect our elders. We think about just all of the knowledge that you end up learning from your elders, and I'm just thankful that my grandmother is still around to teach me life lessons. And speaking of life lessons, look at these Ficus elastica or Ficus altissimas, beautiful plant, and look at that variegation. And if you inquire about the price for these ficus, they're not as expensive. I mean, they are literally full-blown trees. These are trees that you could probably grow in your landscape if you were in a tropical environment. These actually in full maturity can get up to 25 to 30 feet in height. I remember seeing them in the Philippines, which is where my family is originally from. And so you can see that these are massive trees that you really can't see at local nurseries. And this is the reason why I've said throughout the video, everybody has to go and visit the Plant Keeper, which is in downtown Dallas. Definitely check it out. It is such a gorgeous nursery, and there is so much space. You will see all of these plants. Like this is a philodendron pink princess on a totem. Look at how massive the leaves are, and that is what it looks like whenever you allow plants to grow their natural way. Most of these philodendrons want to climb, and as you can see right here, this is a philodendron benepophyllum, or I think that's how you pronounce it. But you can see that after it has crawled up the totem, now it is trailing back down. The leaves start to get a little bit smaller, but if it were to continue to crawl up some type of plank or some support, the leaves would get larger and larger, and that's just magnificent when it comes to these plants. So for those that like to go big box or plant shopping, at least I'm able to provide you examples of what those plants could look like if you grow them long term instead of just growing them in a 3-inch planter. Look at how massive these philodendron pink princess, for instance, can grow if you allowed them to grow on a totem pole, a moss pole, or some type of support. And obviously these plants took a while to grow, and that's the reason why I appreciate Plant Keeper for being a little bit more conservative about just selling a plant to sell a plant. I love the fact that they vet their shoppers out a little bit. I don't think that they would necessarily sell you a philodendron totem, even if you offered a pretty good price, unless you had the conditions and the environment that would be conducive to it being able to grow long term. So plant foldies, I'm just going to continue to walk around here and show you these plants. I am having fun just taking the time to show you all of these large plants and even just seeing some of the smaller plants. Super excited that they actually have more of the rare and uncommon plants, and they even have euphorbias. They've got cactus and succulents. They pretty much have everything. It is going to take a while for you, if you were to visit, to really appreciate all of the plants that they have, but needless to say, it is definitely worth it. And as I take you along with me, it's just glorious. I don't even really know what to say in terms of just what all of the plants are. It's like plant overload, because when you pull away and just look at all of these plants, their setup is literally an urban jungle. I mean, you can see right there, there's a Monstera deliciosa. We've got totems of philodendrons. We've got a Ficus Audrey right there that's in tree form. You know, really wish that my home actually had really tall ceilings. Otherwise, I would start having more of these large foliage plants, these full-blown trees, and even these totems. Like, I would like to get a philodendron heteroecium totem. And as you can see right here, it is a cloudy day, but if you were to go here during a sunny morning in Dallas, all of these plants are illuminated. It is just really a breathtaking area to go to. And I'm just really surprised that not a lot of people are still aware of the plant keeper. And this is a reason why whenever you, at least for me, I utilize my social media platform on YouTube to really highlight not only big box store plant shopping videos, but to really support the local businesses out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I really believe in supporting small businesses, local businesses, because that really sets a lot of the big box stores apart. You can find plants. You can find plants at a cost-effective rate, even when you go to a nursery like Plant Keeper. And you already know I've got to go back here and show you these Aglaonemas. Somebody just come over here and buy up all of these Aglaonemas. You need an Aglaonema Sparkling Sarah, an Aglaonema Spring Snow, an Aglaonema Golden Papaya, and better yet, go ahead and get yourself a large Dracaena marginata, a Monstera Thai Constellation, and then also buy up all of these rare and uncommon Anthuriums. Super excited that they have this over here. So glad that they're kind of pivoting to some more of these collector items. For me, it doesn't really matter if something is rare, but I do like the fact that Plant Keeper is expanding its selection of plants. Again, for those that are Anthurium lovers, please share this video to any of the Facebook groups, especially in the local Dallas-Fort Worth area for plants. I really want to go ahead and get this content pushed out so more people are aware that they can go to Plant Keeper and buy some of these more collector or uncommon plants, these variegated plants, these variegated Alocasias, and more so just these gorgeous, gorgeous velvety texture Anthuriums. I am really proud of myself for not getting bitten by the Anthurium bug, because I really would want to buy this. I mean, that large Anthurium right there is for $300, which I think is not a bad price at all. You can see that Anthurium red crystallinum. Look at how perfect the leaves are. And for me, if you're going to get into Anthuriums, please note that you need to make sure you have the right environment for it. So higher humidity levels between 65 to 70, bright indirect light, really chunky aeroid mixed soil, unless you're going to grow them in semi-hydroponics. If you're able to grow an Anthurium in Lechuza Pond, I would prefer to grow them. Like if I were to buy this Anthurium silver, Doriaki silver, it would have to get transferred into to Lechuza Pond. And I am buying that Alocasia Anturo, the black Anthurium. I mean, I'm sorry, not black Anthurium, but this Alocasia right over here. I will transfer it into Lechuza Pond, and there will be a separate video on me converting that into a semi-hydro. So definitely check out that video later this week. Again, definitely go to Plant Keeper, Plant Foldies. Leave me as many comments as you want. Let me know about the insights. If you have any questions, feel free to follow at Plant Keeper Instagram, or if you want to follow Garen at Bishop's Art Garden, you can definitely ask him any questions, send him a direct message. I would definitely love for you guys to connect with Garen, because he is a wealth of knowledge when it comes to plants. And I'm at a loss for words, but what I can tell you is it is definitely super exciting. I mean, look at that Anthurium there. I had to bring it down. Can you believe that this Anthurium supposedly is like, I think $300 or $350. I don't remember the plant pricing, but all of these Anthuriums here, for all my Anthurium lovers, I already know you guys exist. Definitely go here to Fidel, Plant Poppy. Definitely come out to Plant Keeper. Maybe make some content here. Let's support local businesses and anybody in the DFW market. Definitely post and let folks know that they are now carrying all of these gorgeous Anthuriums. I definitely want to pan in and show you this. And if I had the conditions for this, I would definitely collect more Anthuriums, but at the moment I don't necessarily have the conditions to where I could grow these long term. I do have a couple, and I may show you guys pictures or reels on my Instagram account. I'm hoping that all of the plant foldies, if you don't have an Instagram page, go ahead and create one. You don't necessarily have to post videos or pictures, but that is one way to stay in touch with me as well as see more of my bonus content, because I actually post more on that. If you enjoyed this video today, please press the thumbs up or like button for this video, share this with others, and as always, please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel at Growfolds Plants for more plant content like this. I've enjoyed showing you this, and this is Richie. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.